Hello, everybody. Welcome to Valley Home Vibes, the podcast that's all about the sizzling hot real estate market right here in the Valley of the Sun. I'm your co-host, GT Campanile, joined by co-hosts Kevin Price and Laurent Abital. We're thrilled to have you join us today as we delve deep into the captivating world of real estate right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Whether you're a local Phoenician or someone considering a move to this desert oasis, Valley Home Vibes is your ultimate guide to everything you need to know about buying, selling, and investing in this vibrant market. Without further ado, let's turn up the heat and start our exciting journey into the Phoenix real estate market. So today what we're going to be talking about is we're going to go over some data to give you guys a weekly update on the real estate market here and mortgage applications and what the Fed's doing. Then we're going to jump into and highlight a community here in the West Valley called Sterling Grove. And that's a Toll Brothers community located off the 303 corridor. All right, let's jump into the real estate market update. Kevin, what do you got for us this week?
Hey, thank you, GT. This week is pretty much on par with what we would expect towards the end of the year. This is sales per month, and this is the whole Phoenix metro area. Right now, we are over here at 935 sales so far in October.
There's a lot of seasonality built into these numbers, even though it is low, maybe year over year. Typically, you're going to still see seasonal adjustments. Is that correct?
Yeah, you definitely see the peaks in the beginning of the year, and then it drops off in the heat, the summer months, and then it slowly picks back up January, February timeframe. Yeah, it's definitely, you can definitely almost set a clock by it.
Definitely see the high numbers posted in the spring. So it looks like the traditional spring rush when people are moving
Hmm.
and hoping to close before summer or by summer so they can move and then go on
Right.
vacation during the last half of the
Absolutely.
summer. And you do not want to be
Correct.
moving in Phoenix in July or August. I do not recommend it.
Now, this is actually just broken down sales per month for Buckeye, Litchfield Park, and Goodyear combined. So just these three cities, sales so far, we're at 42 for October.
How is Phoenix comparatively? Have you heard anything through the grapevine? You'll see all over the news and tube that there are
Yeah.
certain markets that are more at risk. How is Phoenix
Mhm.
really?
Right now, Phoenix is still considered in a slight seller's market. The prices are still staying stubbornly high. There's not that much inventory out there, so sellers are still driving the car right now. There is some areas where it's more of a balanced market, but overall, Phoenix metro area is considered more of a seller's controlled area. And then if you can, we can come over to the median sales price. Now, this is again the whole Phoenix area. The median sales price is 449,000, and then we're at 449 right now. And then we'll pull up just the Buckeye, Goodyear, Litchfield Park area, and we're at 453,000. So a little bit higher than the rest of the Phoenix metro area, but for the most part, tracking along the same lines.
Is the job market still pretty healthy? And I'm, of course, alluding to Taiwan Semiconductor and the
Hmm.
massive surge in the number of jobs that are going to pop up here in the West
Yeah,
Valley and North Phoenix.
yeah, that's definitely helpful. People are definitely getting geared up and anticipating that opening. I have heard mixed news about a delay of sorts. I haven't investigated that too much, but I know people are starting to look more into the area. They need housing, they need transport, and the few surrounding areas. I anticipate some definite interest in the houses around the area.
Yeah, I'm guessing Surprise, Peoria, North Phoenix are all going to see a huge surge in purchases over the
Right.
next
Yeah.
2 to 3 years.
That's for sure.
And
And they're also, I know on the 303, they're adding more connecting streets to it. So that will definitely bring in more avenues of approach.
yeah, every time I drive by that huge construction site for Taiwan Semiconductor at the 303 and 17, It's just astounding the scale, right? I don't know if
Mhm.
you guys have driven up there, but there's at least 5 or 6 cranes in any given time that are moving around, getting things, built. And
Absolutely. It looks like a small city.
it really does. The whole infrastructure is being readjusted. The highway is changing right there. All the roads are being rerouted.
I haven't heard of a final number, but it's gonna be up there.
Yeah, I think it was about 3,000, and that's not heard.
And they're building a second facility too. Is that correct? So I think
I
there'll
have
be more
not heard
jobs.
that.
Okay. I guess the issue you were maybe referring to earlier was, I guess Taiwan Semiconductor is bringing their own workers from Taiwan. And their claim was that we don't have the skilled labor that they need to complete the project. And then, of course, the unions here have fired back saying, we do, this is just some kind of stall tactic, perhaps, or a way to get their own cheaper labor over here and bypass our union workers. So I'm sure it gets very political and complicated. Who knows where the truth lies? But either way, it has been delayed, I guess, a year until chips start coming out of that plant, from what I heard. Anyway, it's going to definitely have a huge impact on the the home market in that area for sure.
Mhm. Yes, it definitely will. It'll be interesting to see how that actually works out. All right, so the average cumulative days on market and the Buckeye, Goodyear, and Litchfield Park area, where pretty much for the whole Phoenix metro area is right around 60 days, 55 to 60 days. And
What is a good baseline? Like historically, what is the average days on market? What would one expect in a balanced market?
I would look more at the 2018 to 2019 area. That was before things really got wacky with COVID and then everything else that happened following that. So I would say usually around the 50, 60-day range is going to be something that a typical time frame to look forward to.
Got it. Yeah, that's what I would have in my mind as well. At least 2 months, right?
Yeah, for sure. To get through inspections, the paperwork, the back and forth negotiations, and everything else that has.
Okay, I'm going to move into some mortgage data. And what we're going to look at here is the the Fed. We're going to cover what's going on in interest rates and mortgage applications. And I typically go out to the St. Louis Fed because they publish the official data for, the interest rate average, right? So this is like a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. And this is based on an average of rates. So right now it's at 7.49. However, that may not necessarily be what you're going to be quoted in the market. So right now, I think most folks are being quoted somewhere between 7.6 and 8%. And that's based on somebody with, say, mid 700 FICO score and putting 20% down, like a standard profile, right? Of course, there's always risk adjustments, right? And these adjusters typically will add maybe an eighth onto the rate. But as it sits, this is a good index to look at. 7.49, it's a great market. And so I don't think that a lot of people are saying it's going to crash or fall off the face of the earth. I don't think we're going to see that. I think a lot of analysts now are referring more to an 80s style recession and then surge. So we're not going to see home prices necessarily come down. We're just going to see high inflation, and that's going to come down due to the rate increases, and then high rates that will probably float down over time. But home prices and prices in general are probably not going to be, coming down. I would look to wages increasing over time to make life, easier, right? So you can purchase the basic necessities and buy a home without having to break the bank. So I think that what we're going to see going forward is home prices are going to hold here in Phoenix. Maybe they will decrease slightly, but it's really going to be that normal market dynamic between buyers and sellers and the normal seasonality where you see those adjustments. And then, of course, not every city is created equal. As Kevin has said, there are certain cities that are going to do well and certain cities where potentially your home is going to sit on the market a little longer.
Yeah, what I know, obviously, no one has that crystal ball, but when could people expect some actual relief? What type of time frame are we looking at from these interest rates? Are we looking at summer, maybe even into the fall? Is that what the general thinking is right now, or is there even any guidance for that going forward?
Are you referring to 2024?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and I'm pretty sure we're set for this year.
Yeah. So the now this is the tough part is when people take basically lagging indicators or past data and then try to infer something about the future. Thing is, we're going to have some major events happen, meaning that inflation will come down and their hiring is going to slow way down as it already has. And you will probably start to see GDP take a hit. And if remember, I think GDP is defined as 2 quarters of negative GDP, right? 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP. And of course, that didn't happen. Was I think it was last year, and they have an argument about redefining what
Okay.
a recession means. But that's what I think most people are saying, and I do think that you'll start to see some relief in interest rates, but it's not going to be what I think people think. It's not going to be this roller coaster ride where we're
Mhm.
going down to the threes, and the twos, right? That I don't think we're going to see that for a while. I think what we're going to see is historical average. Or it's going to revert to the mean. So mean
Okay.
reversion, meaning that interest rates will probably come back to fives and sixes, and maybe it'll even touch sevens every once in a while. And it'll probably hit maybe even a range, unless there's something that's catastrophic in the market that happens. Right now, as you've noticed, there's a lot of geopolitical events happening, and the Middle East, if that gets out of hand, then oil prices are going to go up, and that could mean a whole different set of things the Fed starts looking at.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Thank you.
That's a wrap, folks. And if you have any questions about the Phoenix housing market or the home buying transaction process, please reach out to us. And please don't forget to click the like button and smash the subscribe button as well. Have a great one, everybody. This is GT signing off from Valley Home Vibes.
Thank you. This is Kevin. Have a great night, guys.
Hey, this is Laurent. Have a great night.
Take care, everyone.